Hello, everyone. So glad that I didn't have a technical hitch today as I did last week. Great to see you and be here live with you. Today's topic is going to be about manifesting by detaching yourself from the outcome. That is what today's topic is going to be about, manifesting your vision, your life for the future by detaching yourself from the outcomes. So deeply honored to have everyone here today. Thank you for joining me. Um, for those of you who don't already know this, I suspended doing any type of tarot readings, I Ching oracle readings, because of scammers who continue to pretend to be me, and they were approaching you for money. And so I wanted to sort of release that low frequency energies to the universe. And the best way to do that was by suspending those readings. And I loved to do those readings, and I do them personally myself for my life. So, but these sessions are just as useful and helpful to you in manifesting your dream life. So, hi, Tasha. Hi, Star Goddess 888. Hi, Ashley Williams. Good morning. Yeah, Star Goddess 888. I no more of the readings I am doing because of scammers who pretend to be me and who approach you saying that they have private messages so that they could seek money from you. So it was a very toxic energy, I would say. And so, in order to release that energy from my field, also from you guys, I decide to suspend. I'm doing well. Thank you so much. I've been extremely busy. Hello, Nicole. Okay, so let's get going with this topic about how to really manifest your dream by detaching from the outcome. And this is a tool and a practice that I've been trying to perfect for the last 10 years. And I'm getting closer and closer to it, but it's a very powerful tool to manifest your dream life, manifest your goals, manifest your vision of the future. Okay. So before we get started, I just want to remind you guys about the yin and yang living prayer beads. Actually, they're selling extremely well. I was really surprised how well they're selling because I custom designed these prayer beads based on the yin and yang living logo, the crescent moon and round sun, to leverage the power of the moon, yin, sun, yang energies. And so they're doing actually really well. And also I have the bracelets, the crescent moon and round sun bracelets. They come in 10 different color combinations. And you can also try the herbs, the Yu Ping Fang Sun, which helps to support a healthy immune system, the Xiao Yao Sun Plus, which helps to calm and focus the mind. These are based on traditional Chinese medicine, classical formulas. We added more herbs to those classical formulas in order to have better support for you. And the reason why I'm very passionate about traditional Chinese medicine is because the entire system, which was built like over 5,000 years, I mean, it's a 5,000-year-old system, is based on energy. It's an energetic system, qi, yin yang, the five elements. So the entire healing system was based on energetic principles. And as you guys all know, I'm obsessed about energy and talk about it all the time. And this is the reason why I'm very passionate about traditional Chinese medicine. Okay, let's get started. Let's clear the energy of the room, and then let's get started with this topic. And oh, Nicole, you could get them here, shop.yinandyangliving.com. Shop.yinandyangliving.com. That's where you could go. Okay, so let's clear the energy of the room and let's get going with this topic because this is a really important topic. Dear God, angels, spirit guides, and masters, divine creator, thank you so much for allowing us to open this sacred space. Thank you so much for allowing us to talk about this important topic of how to detach from the outcome in order to become a powerful manifester of our lives. Thank you for removing any low frequency energies from this room, from this sacred space. Thank you for allowing the session to move through with flow, ease, peace, serenity, and to be able to deliver these messages so that it could be of the highest and best benefit for the viewers here today. Thank you. Namaste. Okay. So, how to manifest your dream life by detaching from the outcome. What does that mean? So, when you have a vision of what you want in the future or a desire of what you want, like I think every single one of you have it. So do I. A vision of what that life would look like, or maybe a goal. Maybe you have a specific goal. You says, Moon, I want to have a job by end of this year that is in that company. Maybe it's a specific goal or more of a general vision. What it is that in order to tap into the energetic forces, these universal forces that's going to help you to manifest that goal, that vision, or that desire, is by being able to go on the ride of the wave of the universe, which is flow, 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 flow. When you're riding on that wave of that universe, everything is coming to you. The cooperative components, the people, the situation, right timing at the right place. It's all kind of coming. Sometimes you see that everything's like all the doors are opening up for you. That's flow. And so how can you leverage the power of that flow more and more? That's the secret here. How can you be more in alignment with that flow? How can you be more in alignment with your human design, which is your energetic flow and blueprint in relationship to the energetic flow and blueprint of the universal forces? How can you ride that wave better and better? So when you have a vision of that future or that goal, let's say by end of this year, I want to have a job at that company. What it is it's great to have that vision because you're setting that intention. And intention is a very powerful energy. It's a very powerful because you're signaling to the universe which direction you want to go. That's what an intention is. It's like when you have a map of the road and you're saying, I'm going to choose to go in this direction rather than all of these directions. Because there's many visions, there's many goals, you could manifest infinitely because we're talking about the quantum field of infinite possibilities. So when you set that intention, that is a very powerful thing because you're telling the universe, this is the way that I want to go. This is the way, that vision, that is what I want. Out of all the infinite possibilities, you're zoning in on that possibility. That's why your intention setting and that vision and that goal is very powerful. So you want that. You want to absolutely have that. And I would recommend not only you say that and speak it, but you write it down. Write down that intention and that goal. Write it down, speak it, say it. Now, once you've done that, the universe already has heard you, knows exactly what you want and what you need. It's not really so much your job to really make it happen. That's really more of the universal forces' job. Your job is to be in alignment with it. That's what your job really is. And so what it is that once you set that vision, intention, which is a very powerful thing, what most people do is, and I've done this before myself, trust me, I have done it, but I see many, many people do it over and over and over again. And this is where we shoot ourselves in the foot, is that we get so attached to that vision, to that outcome, as if that vision or that outcome doesn't happen, we are going to feel like our life is collapsed. Like we don't know how to handle it. We get so attached to it. Like if it doesn't happen, then that's it. My life is over. Like It's like, I must have that. We get so attached, that attachment. And in Buddhism, they always say the attachment to these things, the form, is what creates suffering. The attachment that it must happen is where we go wrong. Why? Why is that attachment so, it prevents you from being on that wave of flow. It prevents you. It doesn't allow you to be the recipient of the universal forces that has the cooperative people, situations for you. You're not a recipient of those cooperative components that allow you to manifest that actual vision, because that attached energy is really a blocked energy. It's a resistant energy, and it blocks you from being able to meet or receive what the universal forces has for you in order to have the cooperative components, receive those cooperative components for that manifestation to actually happen. That's why the more you can let it go, you could say, the more you let it go, you say, I have set this intention, I have set this vision, now I'm going to let it go. Now I'm going to just be on the journey of life. So what it is once you've made that vision and you've set that intention, you let it go and say, now I'm on the journey. It's all about the journey and the experiences of the journey, not about that destination, but about the journey. Because if you make it about the journey, each day, each week, each hour, each second, the journey is the now, which I talked about the power of now last week. I think it was last week. I talked about manifesting the power of now. You want to make it about the journey, not about the destination. So what it is what do I do today? What do I do today? What journey? How can I maximize today? How can I maximize now and make it about the journey and not say, you know what? Whatever happens to that outcome, it's for my highest and best good. I set that intention, but whatever happens, I'm going to go on this journey. Maybe the universal forces will lead me to another road. Maybe, in like 6 months, that vision is no longer the vision that I'm going to have. I'm going to have a different vision, because that is really where your expansion and growth happens. Your expansion and growth happens when you're on the journey and you keep flowing with that journey. If it's going in this direction, you're flowing in this direction. If it's going in this direction, now you're going to flow in this direction. If it's going to go in this direction, now you're going to flow in this direction. That is an adaptable, flexible person who is on the journey. I've heard from one of the great entrepreneurs, the co-founder of Netflix. I spoke with him for about 40 minutes about entrepreneurship, business. And he said to me, he said, what you think you start out with now today is not going to be the company that you ultimately have. So what does that mean? It means that it's always changing and shifting. And the more you're able to, and so what he's saying is that a successful entrepreneur, a successful person has a vision, but is not so attached to that vision, is willing to shift and pivot and go like this and this and this and this and this, not so hard and holding onto one vision. That's what he's saying. It's not, you're not detaching yourself to an outcome. You're prepared and committed to be on that journey and prepared to shift and change as the shifts and change are necessary. That's about the journey. So that's why to be able to make those shifts and to be able to change and pivot and move with the flow of the universe is where you have to practice, because what it is most people don't like to make changes. I see my mom, she's now 93. Yeah, she's 93. She's going to be 94 at the end of this year. And I've seen her life, and I've seen that she's never wanted to change. She's always wanted to never change. And I see why she has, and she's a beautiful person. She's got the most beautiful energy, but her inability to be able to shift and change has made, I think, her quality of life less than it could have been because she was so stubborn. She didn't want to change because change is scary. Change is, for most people, it's scary. There's fear that comes with change. And I understand that because I remember times when I've had to change. Even today, it's scary. It's fearful. But change is the only constant. And so the inability to say, okay, if the flow is this way and then the flow is this way, how can I train myself to be okay with those changes and shifts and say, okay, I'm not attached to that vision. Maybe it will happen, maybe it will manifest, but maybe something better will happen than that vision. Maybe I go on this journey, right, towards always keeping in mind that vision, but not being so attached to it that it must happen the way I see it. Maybe that outcome will be even greater than I actually expected. Have you ever thought of that? Maybe it's more better. As I go on this journey and the universal forces send me this way, then it's saying this way, then it's saying this way. Next thing you know, I'm manifesting something even bigger, something even greater, something even I've never even imagined possible in my life. That is what a journey will take you. It will lead you. And does that mean that you're not going to make mistakes during that journey? Absolutely not. The process of life is to make mistakes. That is the journey of life. Because if you don't make mistakes, you cannot learn. The precursor to learning is to not know. The precursor to knowing is to not know. And sometimes when you don't know, you make mistakes. And that is part and parcel of the journey. Now, do you want to make all the mistakes that there is? No, you want to try to prevent, right? And you're going to be mindful in this journey. But while you make that journey, it's okay that you've made a mistake. That's part and parcel of the journey. So how can you train your internal world, train your mind, train your emotions to be okay with whatever arises that you can handle and deal with? How can you be more and more okay with that? That whatever arises, I can handle it. I can manage it. It's not going to completely tear me down. I have resilience. I have courage. I have creativity. I could stay stable. I could stay calm. I could face the challenges. How can you train your mental emotional space to say that I can do this? That is the key here, because life will throw all kinds of things at you that you never even expected, right? That is the journey of life. Things will be thrown at you that you do not expect. So how can I be training in the mental emotional space where I can handle that better than most people? That's what a successful person does. The successful person is not that they have $100 million in the bank, $10 million in the bank. That's not what a successful person is. A successful person is how do I respond to the changes and the shifts and the pivots and the unexpected things that come? And how can I go on this journey better and better and grow and expand? That's what a successful person does. It's not about the outcome. The outcome is a result of that. So that's why you don't make it about the outcome. You make it about the journey. Because the more you keep attaching yourself to that outcome and you're like, I must have it the way it is, the more inflexible you become, the more you block your energetic flow, the more you create resistance. And that resistance and block does not allow you to manifest, does not allow you to meet those or receive those cooperative components that the universal forces have for you. That's why the power of the journey and not the destination is the most powerful thing that there is. So how do you train yourself? You have to train that internal world, right? You've got to train the mind. You've got to train the thought, your emotions, because as you repeat those thoughts, then the emotions arise. The emotions follow. So, there's a few mantras that I say all the time to myself. The more I let go, the more I receive. This is a really powerful mantra because what I'm saying to the universe is, my vision. Now I let it go. And as I let it go, I'm freeing energy. I'm making that energetic space. And as I let it go, the universal forces brings more back, more cooperative components, more situations, better people, better opportunities. As I let it go, I let it go, I let it go. Does that mean that you're just going to sit there and do nothing? No, that's not what that means. What it means is that you're going to take inspired action. Inspired. Oh, okay. So today, what do I do towards that vision? It's a vision that I'm working towards and making it about the journey. How can I optimize today towards that vision? That's different from being attached to that vision. That there's a big difference by making it about the journey. How can I optimize today towards that vision? What can I do today? Oh, maybe I'll speak to, if I want a job at that company, maybe I'll try to find somebody who knows people at that company or worked at that company. Maybe I'll spend some time today with people, trying to connect with those people. That's a productive behavior. Doesn't mean that you're completely attached to that outcome. It means that you're working towards it. And as you work towards that vision, the universe will show you something. You're like, oh, I didn't think about this. Now, wow, maybe I should go this way. There's a better company out there. And then you change, you pivot, you shift. And so you keep your mind and heart open to changing, shifting, and pivoting. Don't be attached to that outcome. The vision is there. The universal forces knows. You've set an intention, which is powerful, but now you're going to keep your heart and mind open as to, wow, I've been on this journey and I'm going like this. And now it's time to shift and go this way. And the outcome will be even greater and bigger than I even imagined in my initial intent and vision. And so this is what it's all about. It's about being on the journey, not the destination. Okay, let me see. Does anybody have a question about this topic? Okay, hello, Skyla. Hello, Jeremiah. Hello, Christy. Nice to see you. Winning 888. Ashley Williamson, open-minded. That's right. Skylar says, I agree. In universal laws, nothing stays the same forever. So it's important to accept however an outcome will be. Absolutely. And I think that's the hardest part of this, is that people get really, really off-centered when the outcome doesn't come, or they think the outcome can be anything other than what it should be in their mind, their expectations. That's when you create the suffering. That's why Buddha says all attachments create suffering. All attachments create suffering because it's an expectation that you have, and if it's not met, that creates suffering. E.g., that is the struggle. How to deal with people who constantly complain. Okay. The way you deal with people who constantly complain is, this is again training the mind and the emotions, that you don't care that they complain, that you dismiss their energy, because when you care, what it is the Thich Nhat Hanh said something very, very profound. The great Buddhist monk, he says, you can only be bothered by what you allow to be bothered. You can only be bothered by what you allow to be bothered. So if these people are constantly complaining, by being bothered by that, there's some energy that you're giving to that. But if you completely like ignore it, I would put like some headphones and put some music and just ignore them. What you're doing is you're not giving any energy to that complaint. And when you give no energy to that complaint, because you're not even bothered by it, those people start complaining less, or they stop complaining in front of you because you're not giving any energy to their complaint. Don't give energy to their complaint. That's the secret. So train yourself not to be bothered by that, because when you train yourself not to be bothered, you're not giving any energy to that person. And when you're not giving that energy, that person knows that you're not giving any energy to, because they want to be validated in their complaints. They want to be acknowledged in their complaints. So what happens is when you don't validate that and give energy to that, they're like, oh, I'm going to move on to somebody else. I'm going to start complaining to somebody else. Because they want to receive some energy that validates that. So don't give them any energy. Do not be bothered by that. Do not respond. That's how you have less and less people around you who complain. Okay, so that's a great question. It's a great question. This is, okay, Klaus Vergara. This is what is happening to me. I want to be a film director, but my aspect of my life was like roller coaster, which now I put my goal on the shelf at the moment. At the moment, I focus on my health. That's beautiful, Klaus. I think you should, because the health is the most important thing, right? If you have health, you have wealth. I always say your health is your wealth, not money. It's really your health, because when you have health, you can make anything happen, right? You could do this, you could do that, you could do that. Now, what I'm saying is it's not that you're putting your film directing on the shelf. I would say I'm putting it's a future vision. Putting it on the shelf seems like as if you're kind of retiring it. I would say that vision is still very much alive. I'm not attached to it. And the journey right now is about focusing on my health. It's about today. What do I need to take care of today? Today, it's my health. And the next day, what do I need to take care of the next day? If it's your health, it's your health. The following day, what is it that I need to? But I would keep that vision. I wouldn't put it on the shelf like you were retiring it. You don't want to retire it. But you're saying, okay, I have the vision. It still exists. But what it is that I need to take care of today that is most important? Is it my health, or is it working on a film? So then you go day by day, step by step. And by doing that, the universe knows that you have that vision. That vision is there. It's not that the universe forgot about you. It's about just being on that journey of how can I optimize today? And what you're saying is it's about my health. And that's a beautiful thing. So you're on your health journey. You're focusing on that, because when you focus on that and you become better, you could now focus on you can focus on maybe going back to the movie business or the filmmaking business. So it's definitely a journey that you're on, not that destination. So that's a beautiful thing, Klaus. Congratulations. Winnie 888, what does it mean when I see different sets of angel number at the same time? That's a good question. You know what, I would interpret that as what they're trying. First of all, they're saying that there's more of their presence with it. They really want you to hear that they are with you. It's a more of a loud signal. It's a louder signal. It's like, rather than whispering to you, they're trying to more like not yell or scream, but maybe project to you in a stronger way that they're with you. And it really depends on what the numbers you're seeing. You know, I've been doing the angel numbers on a weekly basis. Go back to those videos and watch. Well, if I'm seeing 222, it's about bringing more balance in my life. If I see 333, it's more about, am I on my purpose? Am I using my talents and gifts as to be on my purpose? So there are different things that they want you to pay attention to in your life. But aside from that, those specific things, I think they're telling you in a louder way that they are present. They are present with you. Maybe you're going through some situation in your life where, you need more support. They feel like you need more support. You need more help. You need to feel that there are, that maybe you don't have enough support in your physical life. Maybe you don't have enough friends, enough family, and they know that mental, emotionally, you need more support. You need to feel that you are supported more. So then they will show you those multiple numbers just to say, hey, we are really here with you. Tap into us, connect with us. You're not abandoned. You're not alone as you might think you are. You're really with us. And we're on this journey with you. Okay, winning 888, it's a good question. Thank you. How do we process grief and sadness while going towards our vision? That's a really beautiful question. You guys are so smart. I can't even tell you. The questions that I receive are always so smart and profound, things I couldn't even think of myself. So how you process grief and sadness is you process grief and sadness. You allow that to happen. Don't worry about other things. The vision is there. The universe knows it's not going away. The vision's not going away. What you're doing is there's a time for everything. So if let's say you have a loved one that has passed away, right? Maybe a mother or grandmother or a partner. That's pretty devastating. That's traumatic, right? You allow that grief. It's about the journey. Remember, I always say it's about the journey, not the destination. You allow that grief. You acknowledge that grief and sadness, and then you allow it to pass through you. There's a time where you acknowledge it. I acknowledge grief. I acknowledge sadness, because you are going through that. Why would you want to put it on the rug? You want to acknowledge that, right? And you want to acknowledge those emotions. And then you want to say, okay, there's a time where it's about now allowing that to pass through you, not hold it on forever, because when you hold it on for a long period of time, it's no longer going to serve you. It's just going to create just stagnant energy, blocked energy. But if you let's say you give yourself a week or 2 weeks, whatever the time that you actually need. Now, if you're giving yourself 6 months where you're crying and sobbing every day for 6 months, it no longer serves you. It no longer serves you. But if you're allowed to, if you can acknowledge that and have the support system that you need to be able to express this sadness, express the grief, maybe to your local pastor or to a friend or to family members or your community, have the support system where you can express those things to them, the grief, the sadness, so that it's a way of you releasing, it's a way of you acknowledging it. So give it that time that it deserves. It could be for a week, but that vision is still there. That vision is still there. Doesn't go away because your sadness comes in. Okay, so let that process take its course, and then you will say, oh, okay, I've allowed it to run through me. Now I'm ready to move forward with this vision again. I'm ready to move forward again. Take the steps towards that vision again. Okay, so it's a beautiful question. So allow sadness and grief to take its course. That's what I say. Okay, let's see. How do we process? Okay, hi, Tasha Sweets. Tasha Sweets asks, this is what I'm learning now, to detach from what I am seeing as obstacles and to focus more on what is being taught to me. What lesson am I missing and where I need to improve to stop certain cycles? Beautiful, Tasha. Beautiful. Absolutely. You're doing it the right way. How can I switch the way I see obstacles? Because really, obstacles are really opportunities for growth and expansions. That's why you're given obstacles. Everything in life is for you. It's for you to grow and expand. So whenever we have obstacles, it's for each one of us to grow and expand into a better mature being, because your soul is looking to infinitely grow and expand. That's all your soul is yearning, is to grow and expand, because your soul is forever. It never dies. Your body won't be here forever, but your soul will be here forever. So all of the experiences that you're going through right now and what you call obstacles, and I put obstacles in quotations, are really opportunities for you to grow and expand. Because without those obstacles or challenges, there's no opportunity for growth and expansion. It's during those times that you grow and expand the most. So switching that mind frame to see opportunities and obstacles is a very powerful thing. And so Tasha Sweets, it's a beautiful thing that you're doing for yourself by seeing obstacles as opportunities. So thank you, and God bless you, and thank you for sharing that. We deeply appreciate that. Klaus Vergara, yes, my vision is still on the radar. I am so happy to hear that. I am so happy to hear that, because I don't want you to give up on that vision. I don't want you to ever give up on what you think is your passion, is your dream. Nobody should ever give up on that. Nobody. And God is giving you and has given you all of the talents and gifts to be on that vision. But there's a step, there's a process. Right now, it's about my health. Next thing, it's about this. Next thing, it's about this. So one of the things that I've learned to do is not prepare too much for the next. I said, okay, what do I need to do today? And what do I need to accomplish this week? That's how far I kind of go. I don't plan for like 2 months, 3 months, 5. I don't do that. And I used to want to do that. And I used to be like, oh, I want to plan for the next 3 months. And now I'm like, I want to see what the flow is. I do this, and then let's see what happens. And then I do this, and then let's see what happens. And then I do this, and let's see what happens. That's the mind frame that I'm going for more and more right now. So that really is about the journey and not the destination. So I take action, and then I get a response. And then from there, I'll say, oh, okay, let me do this, get a response. Then from there, okay, let me do this, get a response. You see what I'm saying? So it's really about the journey, not the destination. So thank you, Klaus, for not giving up. Deeply appreciate your beautiful energy. You're welcome, Winning 888. Okay. Goddess Corner Delight, please ask your question. Ask your question. You said you need help. What is your question? That is the best way to get help, is to ask a specific question. And happy to answer if I, whatever in the best way that I can. Okay. Okay, so Winnie, you're seeing 7771, 7277. Okay. Wow, there's a pattern here. So I would say this, if you start to see patterns like you're seeing 3 sevens with a number, right? That's a pattern that you're seeing. Then yes, because that's how universal forces show up, is through patterns. So if you're seeing a pattern of 771, 3 sevens, any pattern that you see, so it doesn't have to necessarily be like 222 or 333. It's the patterns. Look for the patterns. The patterns is what is important. So it's like, you know what, Moon? I'm seeing patterns of 3 sevens and then another number. 3 sevens and then a number. 3 sevens, a number. That's a pattern. So yes. And then you could pause and you say, Spirit, what do you want me to know? What do you want me to know? What do you want me to know? What messages are you trying to send to me? What do I need to know? Thank you for being here. What do I need to know? What message do you want to send to me? Okay. You're welcome, Klaus. You're welcome, and blessings to you and your healing journey. Send you much healing. Simi, how can we try to connect with God guides and hear this advice? I've mostly been trying to rely on tarot readings on the past, but want to be able to connect to source directly. Okay. So best thing you could do, it's very simple. It's not that hard as you think it might be. It's just really about practice. That's what it is. It's really more about practice. And the practice is where you start to really connect. He says, Moon, I sit there and I did a meditation one time and I try to connect. I couldn't do it. It's because there's no practice. So you have to be in a state of peace and calm. If you're in a state of absolute chaos, it's going to be harder for you to connect because you connect when there's less resistance. You connect when there's less resistance. So the thing is now if you're in a bad, you're in a situation where there's something going on in your life that you have trauma, then yes, you can ask for help. You can say, God, I don't know what to do. I'm in a situation right now. Please help me. Praying is always a good thing, no matter what. But in terms of really connecting, you want your energy to be calm, more calm, not so chaotic, because it's in the calmness that you have less resistance, and it's in the less resistance that you can connect. So what I would do is when you feel more calm, you can just sit there. You can light a candle, or if there's somebody that you want to connect with, maybe like let's say a family member, you place a picture of them, you light a candle, and then you just close your eyes and you say, thank you for being here with me. I want to connect with you. How can I want to connect with you. Thank you for being with me. And just have that full intention of connecting with them. They're already here. They're here, right? It's that you want to connect. So you say, I connect with you. Send me a message. Send me a message in the physical world that you're here with me. And you keep doing this. You keep meditating. You practice this. You practice. Even with tarot cards, if you're not clean, like if your energy is not clean and the tarot card's energy is not clean, then you're not going to get an accurate reading. An accurate reading only happens when you are energetically clean and the cards are energetically clean. And there's so many videos that I've done about cleaning your energy. So no matter what you do, even with the tarot readings, it's not going to work. So that's what it is that when you're peaceful, when you're calm, when you're joyous and happy, you have a cleaner energy. Maybe not 100% clean, but maybe it's 85% clean versus 50% clean. And whenever you have a clean energy, that is when you can connect to higher consciousness. That is when you can connect to higher consciousness. So it's a beautiful question. So get yourself clean, be more peaceful, be more calm, be more joyful. That is how you can connect. And then when you go and actually speak to spirit consciously, you have a much better chance of connecting. Get your energy clean. Okay, so that's a beautiful question. So thank you. That like being in a flow state? Yes. It's all about being in flow, the state of flow. Flow creates manifestations. It leads to where you want to be. The flow creates manifestations. How can one let go of anxiety? Okay, that's a great question. I have so many videos and guided meditations about anxiety. Anxiety happens from multiple, in traditional Chinese medicine, anxiety happens from a myriad of things, from the environment, from the food that we could eat, so it's all about the mental, emotional, physical. Traditional Chinese medicine will look at anxiety not just from the mind, but it's created because of the environment and then how you process the thoughts. It's also created internally. It could also be created from certain types of foods that you eat that is not the best for you and creates that anxiety. So what it is that you might want to evaluate. I would say with anxiety, you want to evaluate what are the things in my external life that is creating that I feel is creating stress for me. What are the things that, and then what are the thoughts that I have that I keep repeating that's creating stress for me? Because there are thoughts that you're repeating that do not serve you. That's just, there are people, you might always be going to the default, the worst case scenario, rather than going to the best case scenario. If you're constantly defaulting to the worst case scenario, then you're going to create anxiety, because you could have the same situation and two people will look at the same situation in different way. This person might see opportunity, whereas this person will see doomsday. The same situation. They say, oh, I see opportunity, but then this person is seeing the worst case scenario. So if you keep seeing worst case scenario in situations, that's going to create anxiety. So how is your thought processing that? Also, internally, what are you doing? What are you, in terms of the food that you eat, the diet that you have? When you eat that diet, do you feel energetic or do you feel just weighed down? Because if you feel more and more weighed down, then it's not the right food for you. And the more you feel weighed down, the more you could feel depression, anxiety, those low frequency energies. So and then I have lots of guided meditations and tools, videos about anxiety. Okay, so, and then there's herbs that you could, the TCM has lots of herbs that people take for anxiety and stress. So also check in with a traditional Chinese medicine practitioner. Go to see your tradition. They could do acupuncture. Acupuncture is also, they do it for stress and anxiety, and herbs can help with that. Okay, so it's a myriad of things. It's not one answer. It's a myriad of things, and it really depends on you. It's not a one-stop solution. It's a myriad of things that are happening in your life, and then trying to customize that for yourself. So I would recommend seeing a TCM practitioner to see what kinds of herbs, acupuncture you could do for anxiety. That might be one way, but there's many ways. So, and I have different videos about there's acupressure too. There's mental work, there's meditation. There's so many different things. Okay. Hi. Okay, so let's see what else. Who else is? Simi, I'm very grateful for you finding your channel. Thank you. And you're almost like a mother figure too. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you, Simi. I feel honored. I really do. Very honored. Very honored. Okay, Simi says, I've struggled with forgiving my parents and watched your video on forgiving your dad and placing a camp. That was helpful for me. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. My father really taught me about forgiveness. I always say that the soul chooses certain parents. And because the soul chooses that parent to learn that lesson, and having an abusive father in my life, I was forced to learned lessons of forgiveness and to be able to put myself in that part. Does that mean that you condone that bad behavior? No, this is not what that means. It's not about condoning bad behavior. It's about putting things into perspective as to what lessons God wants you to learn. And so I learned that I had to forgive. And he was my greatest teacher to show me how to forgive. And I'm still practicing it today. There's some days things come up where I get upset, but then I go back to forgiveness. So it forces me to continue to forgive. And so I'm training that muscle. I'm exercising that muscle of forgiveness. Okay, so trust me, I am not perfect by any means. Thank you, EJ. There's guided meditations that that's specific for anxiety, but any meditation really, I think when you even a meditation that allows you to connect with your spirit guides also lessens that anxiety. There's a book that I would recommend called Many Masters, Many Lives by Brian Weiss. And he's a psychotherapist who had a patient named Catherine who had the highest level of anxiety. Read that book. And what happened was he realized that as she went into hypnotherapy with him, she started to recall all of her past lives. And there was trauma in those past lives that she hadn't resolved. And as she was recalling those past lives through her hypnotherapy sessions, what happened was she started to resolve them because she brought them up. And as you bring them up, you could let it go. So the hypnotherapy sessions helped her with her anxiety. She was anxiety like 10. If you have anxiety 1 to 10, it was at a number 10. So his name is Brian Weiss. I recommend that book. Okay. Read it. It's the woman had the highest level of anxiety. And from that experience with that patient, Brian Weiss said it completely changed the trajectory of my career. He realized from that experience that we are eternal souls and we reincarnate into every life to learn lots of lessons. That's why it's called Many Masters, Many Lives, that we have many lives. Okay, so read that book. It's a beautiful book. Perry, learning to do things that are enjoyable and beneficial for the well-being of life with appreciation and love for each precious moment is a great blessing. Oh my God, what a beautifully stated. Beautifully stated. Thank you for reminding us. Thank you for putting out such a beautiful energy. I am deeply grateful to you because we need more people like you on this planet. So thank you so much. Okay, EJ, I'm going to say Many Masters, Many Lives by Brian Weiss. I just put it in here. Okay, EJ? Okay. Tasha, one thing I have been struggling with, I must say, is forgiveness of self. Some days are good, and then when I think I have gotten over it, there is a trigger that will show me that I haven't. Right. And that's okay, Tasha. That is okay. Because it's a journey, it's not the destination. And so what that trigger does is showing you, oh, I have more work to do. That's all it's saying. All it's saying is I have more work to do. Don't be so upset when that happens. It's just saying, I have more work to do. That's all I have. So that's what it's really saying. Okay, everyone. So if you don't have any more questions, we can end the session. I'll be back again next week. I'm going to be at a massive health expo, health conference, and so that I can learn and be educated. And but I will try to come on next week. I will let you know next week when I'm going to come on. So let's do a clearing and before we close the session. Dear God, angels, spirit guides, masters, divine creator, thank you so much for allowing us to create this sacred space. Thank you for allowing us to be able to tap in and remind us about the power of the destination and not to be attached to the vision, but to be in the journey of now, the journey of this moment. Make it about the journey, not the destination. To allow each one of these beautiful souls in this room to guide them and allow them, each of them, to be in their own flow, to change, shift, and pivot as needed, so that they can truly understand the power of their potential, the power of their life, the power of their higher purpose, the power of their ability to manifest a life that they may not even expect, but that is even more beautiful than they expected. So thank you for your continued support. I ask you to continue to bless and protect all of these beautiful beings, beautiful souls in this space with prosperity and health, money, career, business, whatever it is that is on their soul's path and journey. Please continue to show them, guide them, protect them, and most importantly, We are deeply appreciative that you continuously and endlessly show your unconditional love. And so it is. Namaste. So it's much love and blessings to all of